Hey everybody, happy Thursday out there in TV world, TV land, wherever you're watching us from. Thanks for joining us here on Northern Life. Of course, we've got Ryan over here.
Hi.
Got Hunter right here. I'm not gonna lie, half of my face is like stuffed up and kind of watery. And I don't know if that's gross or not. It sounds really gross actually, now that I've said it out loud. But it might affect me throughout the rest of the show, and I hope it doesn't. But someday you might see me, I don't know, wipe my eye or something like that. And it's weird. Why would half my face be like that, Ryan?
I'm not sure, but you're not crying. It's just you're sick.
Although I am very emotional, a whole great day that we have in store for us today, this beautiful show that I've read. We got, I believe, Dan Wolf coming later today, too. So, there's a lot of tears going on because of all of that stuff. So,
get the Kleenex.
Exactly. It's going to be, we're going to hit highs and lows and everything on this show. I'm super excited.
You know what makes me want to cry?
What's
Hunter
that?
here has told me he's never seen the musical Annie, which is pretty incredible.
We were talking musicals before, and I admittedly am not too caught up on really many musicals. That's
Sure.
one of the big ones that I probably should be, though, right?
It just seems hard because, I feel like every middle school or every high school or elementary school did Annie.
Yeah, they actually did the play, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I was part of Fiddler on the Roof. I don't know if that means anything,
yeah.
but that was cool. That was a really
Iconic,
cool
yeah.
play. Yeah, very iconic. You were saying, though, that for your Grandma's Marathon coming up, you got to plan on what you're going to be listening to the whole time. What are you going to be doing for the first half?
If you're doing any long distance running or doing a long car ride, the whole Hamilton soundtrack is about 2.5 hours. So
Yep, that's
what I'm hoping to knock some miles off.
So
with.
that now computing in my head, that means you're going to be running for about 5 hours straight?
I'm hoping for 5 hours or under.
Oh my
and if I get to 6 hours, then I know something happened wrong.
Really?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm hoping for 5 or less.
That's nuts.
But that's bold. That's bold.
That is bold right
Yeah.
there. I'm excited for you, though. That's cool.
Thanks, man.
Hamilton, the first half. What's the second half? Do you know yet?
I don't know.
Okay, we'll figure that out as we get
Annie.
closer. Annie! There we go.
Tomorrow, yep. So the other day, I was taking a picture of Hunter, and he turned at the exact right moment we were talking during the 4 p.m. If you don't follow us on Facebook, be sure to give us a follow. But I posted this photo there, and I made the caption, quote, "When you ask Hunter how much snow he's expecting this week." I think it was just a perfect moment you had turned because you saw me taking a photo.
Yes, I knew out of the side, the peripheral vision, I knew Ryan was taking a photo, so I just looked over just like that, and I looked like I'm angry. Maybe I'm a little angry, I don't know. I'm like, hey, listen.
I think people were a little concerned as to how you look, but just for the folks at home, so you know, he was caught off guard.
Immediately after I left,
Yeah.
I started dying laughing,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
no, that was not real anger right there.
We did have a lot of awesome comments, though, but potentially my favorite was a GIF that was posted by our viewer, Randy.
Oh, boy.
It showed a very similar expression from a little pup here, so I put the two side by side. As you can tell, basically the same reaction.
That's spot on. That's whatever the dog is feeling is what I'm feeling in that moment.
I'm sure a dog that size, when you hear how much snow we're getting, is probably concerned, too.
It's going to be over its head.
Yeah.
My gosh, it's going to be quite the crazy snowy system. I think we're talking about that in a little bit here with the rest of this week. It's going to be quite the system here.
Hello, March, yeah.
Hello, March. Coming up on today's show, Northern News Now's Dan Wolf joins the show, as I alluded to earlier here today. Ryan's going to be talking with him about his feature story airing tonight at 10, covering the data center project in Hermantown, hearing what it could mean for our area and everything else featuring with that story as well. So a very serious topic, of course, and something with that's going to be impacting the Northland quite a bit here coming up relatively soon.
Someone's been doing a whole lot of work, talking to a whole lot of people about this thing, and now, the update, too, about Google coming. So,
yes.
Yeah, it's going to be an awesome topic, or awesome feature report coming up tonight at 10.
Yes.
We'll let Dan do the talking.
Yes, he's good at that.
So at the time of our recording here, though, sadly, some of our viewers out there not able to watch our show. That is because Dish TV has pulled Northern News Now from their lineup. So be sure to call Dish, let them know you want us back in the lineup. But until then, you can find us on a Northern Life YouTube channel and on our website through our streaming platform there. Sadly, just one of those things that Hunter and I have no say in, or so you can ask us more about it if you'd like, but you can find more information too on our Gray Media Facebook page, I believe.
Fun negotiations at the old corporate level. You got to love it.
Imagine the two of us in the boardroom there going, I don't know, man, that price doesn't look right to me.
Doesn't seem fair to me. I don't know what's going on. That wouldn't go well if we were in charge of that.
No,
oh
they'd probably pull our show too.
Yeah, probably, for sure.
Yeah. Well, hey, looking ahead, Hunter, as you were talking about, more snow on the way. And folks, it looks like the spring was here for a little bit, and now it's going to be gone.
It's just on and off, spring, and then summer teasing us a little bit too. We've got quite a bit of snow that's going to be on the way here in the forecast, and this is for later on tonight into early parts of Friday morning. So blizzard-like conditions up the North Shore possible, and here in the Twin Ports we could see quite a bit of snow as well, and still some gusty winds. So who knows, that blizzard warning might be extended to include the Twin Ports eventually. We'll see what happens, but it's not the only system in the forecast as well. We're also looking at maybe another one later on in the weekend. So I mean, it's March, man. In like a lion, out like a lamb. We didn't really start like the lion, but now we're getting the lion in the middle of the month.
We certainly are.
Yes.
Mary and I ran the other night. What was it, Tuesday night? Shania, we saw her on the lake walk too. And man, that was one of the worst weather nights for running I've experienced so far in the months of training. Yeah.
Well, remind me again, because it was snowing pretty hard,
It was
right?
windy.
And
windy. The little like I don't know if it was snow, but it almost felt like rocks.
Like grapple, maybe.
Yeah, hit your face. Yeah, it was tough.
That's not good. Are you going to run in this blizzard tonight?
Let's do it.
Are you gonna?
Yeah.
You
Bundle up.
should do it, man. That'd be crazy.
Give it a go.
Oh.
We'll give it a go. Well, let's head somewhere warm now. In South Carolina, wedding bells are ringing for one couple right on the front porch of their brand new home. So when Andrew and Aaron here started planning their future together, they got a pretty big offer from their parents. Either they get help paying for the wedding or help paying for a new home. So after some thought, the couple chose to invest in their forever home. But here's where the story gets even sweeter. The sales representative from Stanley Martin Homes who helped them find this house had a surprise of his own. That is because he is also an ordained minister and performed that ceremony. So Andrew and Aaron there said I do right on their front porch of their new home, turning their very first day into an anniversary they'll never forget.
I love that. What a great way to meet the neighbors too. Invite them all to the wedding on the very first day, you know? Look at that. That's beautiful.
I wonder if the sales representative took something off, you know, in terms of the closing costs.
I would think so.
They've got to be the, ordained minister.
Yes, that's a pretty cool opportunity right there. And they're saving a ton of money, so good for them as well.
Yeah, they certainly are.
Yep.
I wonder what that's like. No, I'm just kidding. Coming up, we're talking to Dan. That'll be a great chat after the break. Hey everybody, welcome back. Coming up tonight at 10, we're looking forward to airing a special report here on Northern News Now, covering a project that has certainly been a main topic of conversation for our area, especially in Hermantown. Here to share more about it is the man behind tonight's special report, our evening co-anchor, Dan Wolf. How's the winter been treating you, Dan?
It's not too bad. Done a fair amount of ice fishing, and boy, we got a lot more snow coming, it looks
Got
like.
a lot of snow, you
Yeah.
know. It's been nice to see the sunshine too. Maybe thinking about the summer fishing in the weeks ahead, hopefully.
Once we get to March, all I do is just dream about being on a boat and catching bass. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Well, hey, we're happy to have you here in
Thanks
studio
for having
today.
me.
We're here to talk about a big project you've been undertaking.
Yeah.
For the folks at home, let's take a quick look at what's coming up tonight at 10.
For them to keep the secret was just a slap in my face.
Is clean energy entirely going to power the data center?
It's kind of hard to imagine.
So Dan, there have been so many steps, so many updates when it comes to this Hermantown data center project. How much time and effort have you put into completing this special report that's airing tonight?
I put in, I would say, about a month and a half. I've been working on this particular project now. It's something, you saw in the promo there, people getting emotional about it. It's a big deal when you have a building the size of a third of the Mall of America or the size of US Bank Stadium being built in a community that is, a lot of people live there because of its, small town charms. Country living community. This is something that it's got people fired up. So yeah, I've been putting in a lot of time on this, really digging into something that I think has a lot of people talking and has big implications for our region.
For our viewers, who can people expect to hear from tonight? Who are the parties that you interviewed?
Yeah, well, some of who you heard from there in that piece are a couple of different people who live right on the edge of where the proposal would be, but they didn't get bought out by the construction company. And so, what their properties butt up against forest, it would be the data center now. So hear from some of those folks, hear from Minnesota Power, one-on-one interview with them, hear from Senator Grant Hochschild of Hermantown, whose legislation helped attract Google to this region to build a hyperscale data center. Now he's trying to ban NDAs. Hear from some environmentalists who are suing to stop this project. And we're also going to hear from someone who was instrumental in fending off Microsoft in their attempt to build a hyperscale data center near Milwaukee, in a small village near Milwaukee, and why he didn't focus at all on environmental concerns when he was trying to fend them off. So a lot of different people. That's just the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot of people in this story. There's a lot to it. We tried to condense it and make it really interesting for everybody watching at home.
I think you touched on it a little bit as we saw in your tease video here. It is a topic that I think a lot of people just have, is very emotionally charged, you could say the least. What was it like to be in those spaces with those people and see their real reactions to what this project could do to the area?
You heard from Bria Schminsky there, who broke down in tears talking about it. It completely caught me off guard. I knew that, she was opposed to the project, but she talked about, she and her family put down roots on that property so they could be out in the community. She and her husband are from farm families. And so the idea of this massive facility and the lights and the noise and construction and everything that comes with it was very emotional for her, and she broke down talking about it. You saw a gentleman named Bob, who also lives right outside of the build site. He's been there for 50 plus years, planted thousands of trees on his property. He's not happy about it. We do hear from people, though, who are in favor of the project and the economic benefits it could bring. So, it's not a one-sided story for anybody listening right now and thinking that's the case. We hear from everybody involved, and you're going to be able to decide for yourself, is this something I should support? Is this something I should oppose?
Yeah, it's obviously such a complex topic, too. You could dive into all sorts of different things. And what was maybe something, Dan, that surprised you, that you learned about when it comes to data centers?
Well, for example, this particular hyperscale data center would use up, most likely, there'd be more energy consumption than all of Minnesota Power's commercial customers combined just in this one building. So huge carbon implications, huge energy consumption implications with this project, and it's one of a dozen being proposed, more than a dozen being proposed all across the state. So this is a big deal, not just for us, but all across the country.
And for the folks at home, how do you navigate, obviously we talked about the emotional reaction for the people being impacted, the people who might be pro data center, the economic boost it'll bring. How did you navigate during this month-long process, making sure that you balanced the two sides of it all? Yeah,
well, we want to hear from people on both sides, but one of the things that I really dislike about journalism kind of in this day and age is, all right, we hear from somebody opposed, you hear from somebody in favor, and then next story, and I really wanted to dig in and just, we wanted to provide a lot of facts and information by hearing from a lot of different parties involved. And we also provide historical context for this story for our local region and a massive company coming in. It happened a long time ago. We also have an exclusive poll, a survey of local residents and what they think of the project.
Dan Wolf, be sure to find that special report. Thanks for stopping by, Dan.
Thank you.
We'll see you after the break.
Welcome back, folks. Thank you so much, Dan, for joining us. That was a lot of fun right there. For movie fans out there, Arnold Schwarzenegger really meant it when he said, "I'll be back." Arnold says he's in talks, of course, to reprise 3 of his most iconic roles. I'm losing it, including the main characters in Conan the Barbarian, Predator, and Commando as well. Schwarzenegger said 20th Century Studios has hired a writer-director to write and direct King Conan, in which he would play an older Conan. Schwarzenegger said he's looking forward to all of the projects. Did you see any of those movies, Ryan?
I don't know if I've seen any of those movies.
No.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a Terminator, reprise.
Which I haven't seen that either. Have you?
I haven't seen Terminator.
No, I haven't.
It's been a while, but I've seen Terminator.
Okay.
I remember when I was a kid, the Expendables movies. It was the Expendables.
Yes.
Yeah.
Expendables.
With Sylvester Stallone.
Yes.
I was like, oh, Arnold Schwarzenegger's kind of old in these movies.
Can you imagine now?
Yeah, he's going to be slightly older.
He's got to be close to 80, if not 80 years old, right? So he's getting up there. But I bet he's still pretty darn fit.
Yeah.
He could be Mr. Universe.
And
still.
the fact that he wants to take on 3 more movies, more power to him.
And might as well. If he can do it, you might as well do it.
I'm 30, and I'm like thinking of doing 3 movies.
I'm exhausted. Yeah, that's That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, Director Shania says he's 78.
78. Okay,
Yeah.
getting close to 80. That's
Incredible,
wild.
Incredible. Well, hey, when it comes to our planet, climate advocates say every little bit helps when it comes to the global fight against plastic waste. And sometimes the most inspiring solutions come from the youngest minds.
That's true. Here's Tina Kraus.
I could do this every day and second.
7-year-old Teddy Michaelides loves recycling to keep plastic out of the ocean.
Loads of animals could eat, choke on it.
So when his teacher told him the containers from his favorite candies couldn't be recycled at home in the UK, he knew he had to do something.
I'm like, I need to make a change to our world.
That was 2 years ago. Teddy was just 5 when he launched his quest to save 5,000 tubs from the landfill. He spent months collecting stacks of them from neighbors and setting up drop-off points at grocery stores, earning the name Sweet Tub Teddy.
Do you keep like a tally somewhere?
My granddad counts them, everyone helps count them out.
Before long, Teddy smashed his goal, delivering more than 11,000 containers to the nearest recycling factory more than 2 hours away, where he got VIP access.
One of my favourite parts was throwing all of the tubs into the shredder.
Watching workers turn them into furniture. And they had a surprise for Teddy and his classmates. A new bench for the playground.
Where does your passion for the planet come from?
Like, it feels like there's a connection between my heart and the planet. I just love the planet so much.
That love runs in the family.
He's spoken to the Minister of the Environment from government, haven't you? And who has agreed that there will be funding for a recycling facility in our area.
But until it's built, Teddy and his team will keep collecting candy containers, sweetening the planet as they go. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
Let's get a round of applause for Teddy.
That was amazing. I don't
Teddy
believe
Tubbs.
that he's 7 years old. He's got to be like 17 years
Yeah.
old. He's a smart kid. That's crazy.
Those tubs are enormous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I want to know what the candy was that was inside
Yeah.
there. I got to
Actually
try that someday.
That sounds pretty good.
Sounds
pretty
fantastic.
good. Also, I just love a good British accent.
Oh
but
my
hearing like a 7-year-old talk like that too.
My heart.
Put it in the shredder.
It's a shredder. Yes.
Yeah.
Little
Oh,
kid. Cute.
Yeah. Favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles character.
Shredder. Yeah. There we go.
We'll see you after the break here on Northern Live.
Coming up tomorrow here on Northern Life, our evening director, Ryan Scorch, has yet another throwback story here that we're going to be airing. Plus, we're going to be talking about the star-studded Oscars as we await those winners coming up Sunday evening. By the way, watch Sinners last night.
Oh,
for the
you
first
did?
time. I did.
What'd you
yes.
think?
I thought it was really good. There was a couple parts I didn't fully understand, but the entire movie, for the most part, fantastic. Michael B. Jordan, I mean, he's fantastic.
Michael B. Jordan, playing 2 characters at the same time?
Yes,
Man.
very, very good. Just the whole story is fantastic.
I would love to see some K-pop Demon Hunters winners.
Is that going to be a thing, do you think?
I hope so. It sounds like the trio are going to sing during Sunday night's performance.
That's
so
cool.
Yeah, stick around.
I'll have to watch that for sure.
Yeah. Well, hey, before we go, how about some science? A new study shows queen bumblebees can breathe underwater for a week. It says the ability comes in handy when they're underground for winter. And researchers say bees spend the season in a dormant state. I would assume very much like the bears that we talked about.
Sure, waking up every once in a while, sleeping for a lot of it. But they're in the ground for longer than a week. How do they breathe when it's longer than a week underwater, you know?
For any bees watching our show, be sure to text us,
Please.
218-900-3830.
Yeah.
Oh,
there we go.
Nice.
I don't know.
All right.
We love you all so much. Have a great day.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.
Find some time to throw a line or just head outside to unwind. That's the life in the great North Woods. Hike or bike, whatever you like. Get out in the day, enjoy the night. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, this is Northern Life.